207, please rise and join in the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
McGrail. Here. Burke.
Here.
Lays. Miller.
Here.
Heller. Graham. Sullivan.
Here. Okay, we will start with information items. District 207's best. Audrey, you're up first.
Yay, Ariel. Stand up, Ariel. I'd like to introduce to you our candidate from Maine West, Ariel Smolik-Vallis, who is, I'm using 3 words to describe her: intelligent, insightful, and intimidating. And I'm using intimidating in the best possible way. The first time I ever saw Ariel, she was on a pitcher's mound, and she's got a look that is crazy intense and can take anybody out just with a look. And I know I've got an eyebrow, but she's got a look that can just take them out. And then I started learning more and more about Ariel as the years went on, and she has taken the most intense classes that Maine West has to offer and has gotten the highest GPA possible, a 4.93 GPA. She's in the top 1% of her class, at the very top of her class, and is just a phenomenal student. And in addition to all of that, she is crazy involved in school. She does, as a junior, she was the co-editor, the sports editor, excuse me. This year, she's the editor-in-chief of the Westerner. She is my nomination for the Daily Herald Leadership Award, the Comcast Leaders and Achievers, the Daily Herald Academic Awards. And she coaches, she's a coach, tutor rather, so she tutors her peers. She is the technology expert at her church. She runs the technology on the weekends. She volunteers her time at a food pantry. She works at the Center for Student Missions. Just an intimidating student in terms of all that she has accomplished in such a short amount of time. She's got this standard that's so high that it's intimidating to me, and especially to other students, that someone can be that smart, that athletic, and that compassionate and humble. She's quiet about her successes. She led the softball team to the best season ever last year, winning sectionals and regionals, and we're looking forward to her contributions again this year. But she's just a smoking smart young lady who we are crazy proud of, and wanting to nominate her for 207's best. We're very proud of you, Ariel.
If it were only so easy for you to
Yes,
sit
hold on,
down.
hold on. So wait, first, Ariel, introduce to us who is with you.
This is my mom, Eileen, and this is my dad, Lorenzo.
And tell us what your plans are next year.
Next year, I don't know, I'm undecided on where I want to go, and I want to study some kind of journalism or something in the social sciences.
And what are your top 2 choices right now for schools?
Syracuse and probably George Washington in DC.
Very good, very good. So this is Ariel, everybody.
Come on up.
Come on up.
Dr. Wallace, you want to present yours first?
Thank you.
This is a smoking hot.
This really is a smoking, but you can put this in a frame and frame it, and congratulations. Looking forward to softball season this year.
So much.
Ariel, congratulations. Dr. Pressler.
Hi, everybody. Pleased to introduce to you Niraj Shah. Niraj is our 207's best for academic achievement at Maine East. He's got a GPA of 4.8955, which certainly places him among the very highest achieving students in the senior class at Maine East. He's taken a whole lot of AP and has been very, very successful, obviously, in terms of the GPA. He's actually done some study in sciences at Northwestern, so he has done a lot outside the normal school curriculum. And additionally, he's been an active member of NHS, of Tri-M, which is a international music society math team. He's trombone section leader for marching band and is looking at the clock anxiously because he's got a rehearsal that he wants to get back to. And he's also in Spanish club, and he's the treasurer of the Maine Historical Society. In getting to know a bit about Niraj, the thing that everybody says is, first of all, he's just sort of a triple threat. He is an amazing writer, he is very gifted mathematically and scientifically. His attention to detail in terms of scientific method is really noteworthy. Judy Tyler is our Gifted Lyceum Program Director and AP Bio teacher. Niraj is working with her a bit this year. And was telling me a little bit about his application last summer. Being Gifted Lyceum, they take their summer work trip, so they're going to Pennsylvania to do some flood relief work. And Niraj was not able to go on that trip because he was actually going through all the paces in applying for an American Cancer Society internship, which was a several-week, many-step process, and he earned that privilege. And he was working with some cancer researchers. Spent the summer, read some notes here, researching methodology that helps improve diagnostic accuracy of pediatric melanoma. He worked with a technique known as FISH, which is fluorescence in situ hybridization technique that uses fluorescent probes that bind to specific genes in order to detect their presence or absence. In his study, FISH was carried out using 6 probes designed to target specific genes involved with malignant melanoma. FISH, along with traditional clinical and histological method, may be beneficial in improving the diagnostic accuracy involved in making distinctions between Nevi simple moles and melanoma. He had a chance to present his research findings in August to a panel at the American Cancer Society, which is very much in keeping with his plans to be a medical doctor, where he's intently looking to go right now. So, okay, we know the guy is super smart. Probably even smoking smart. Smoking smart. But the thing too is Deb Spiegel is AP US History teacher, pretty amazing person. She wrote a little bit here, and I think it sort of sums up just a really sort of a nice, quiet individual who has got a nice sense of humor, but got it going on. It says, Niraj at first seems like a quiet young man, but when you get to know him, you realize that his quiet nature is him taking everything in. He's extremely thoughtful. This is evident in everything that he does. He's an excellent reader and writer. He's extremely analytical. Also, while Niraj may seem quiet, he actually has an excellent sense of humor and is quick to crack a smile. Other students love working with him, and he's a great addition to any classroom environment. He's a true scholar. So you can see why we're very proud of him and pleased at his accomplishment. And we offer him our congratulations. Nice job. Take a moment to invite your guests.
This is my sister, Niti, and this is my dad, Niraj.
Hi. And what are your plans next year?
Next year, I plan to apply to the HPNU program at Rutgers University. That's my top #1 choice, and I want to go into pre-med.
Very good. Congratulations.
You get one of these smoking pots.
Yeah. Excellent. Congratulations. Excellent work. Nice job.
Well done.
And Niraj, we will get you out here as soon as we get through the next one, and then Mr. Beery takes some pictures, so just a couple more minutes. Mr. Messman.
Our 207's best at Maine South is Dan Anderson. Congratulations, Dan. Dan's in the top of his class. He has a 4.86 GPA, so you're among good company tonight with the other successful academic students here in the room. Always challenging himself with his coursework. He's taken 10 AP classes, and again this year things like multivariable calculus, AP economics, AP physics, AP chem. So Dan continues to pursue his academics with some vigor. But every once in a while your schedule doesn't work out, and so you don't get all the classes you want, and Dan actually ended up with a study hall, which is coveted among most seniors, but Dan decided, nope, I'm going to help out in AP Computer Science with Mr. Hurley during that time. So not only is he a smart individual, he's very giving of his time in helping the students who have some of that same interest that he does. Some of the things that have been said about Dan, one of the most naturally gifted computer science students I've ever had, says Mr. Hurley. He would do little side projects simply because he enjoyed the subject so much and was so good at it. His final project was essentially a type of computerized card game that involved a ton of code writing, a lot of creativity and imagination as well. And that's another theme that we hear when we talk to teachers about Dan, is that he's very creative. It's funny you use the term intense. When you meet Dan, you kind of feel laid back. But at the same time, he's very... but at the same time, and that was my feeling, it was very easy to talk with Dan, and he's just sort of very easygoing. But he is so intense when it gets into things that he really loves to do. And computers, computer programming is one of those things. So much so that he was lucky enough, and I believe it was the University of Chicago, to work with the Fermi Labs this summer in an internship program, writing programs and preparing for his future. One of the things, again, that you kind of the theme that runs through Dan's when you talk with his teachers is they describe him as a good person. So not only is it that, and with a good sense of humor. So not only is it that he's smart, he's intelligent, giving of his time, he comes across to everyone he meets as just someone who likes to laugh, is very creative and thoughtful, and always seeks to help the other students in his class. So with that, I give you Dan Anderson. Let us know who's with you tonight and what your plans are for next year.
Alright, well this is my mom, Mary, and my dad, Mark. And so, well, I'm hoping to do either chemical engineering or computer engineering, and hopefully at MIT or U of I School of Engineering.
So you think of slacking off, in other words? This is no time to slack off. Yeah, well done. Thanks for helping other students. The best way to learn is to teach. There you go. You go.
Okay, Ariel, Niraj, and Daniel, if you head to the hall with your principals, they will take some pictures. All of you are free to leave if you wish at this time, or you're of course welcome to stay for the open business of the board. But we understand the students sometimes have places to go. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Sure, congratulations. We will proceed with public comments. Are there any comments to come before the board? Updates from board members, superintendent. Was Mr. Lays made a master board member?
Actually, he was again this is several years in a row, don't know the exact number, but several years in a row now. Mr. Lays has represented the board as a master board member.
Okay. We didn't know that. Education committee report from September 4th. Donna?
I'll pass that on. Oh, wow. I don't remember what we were talking about. Oh, I think we were looking at some of the advances in technology, some of the things up and coming. We're looking at the teacher evaluation program, some of the things there. Hank, can you help me remember what else was on the agenda?
Yeah, Hank, you remember, because if you don't, she's coming to me, so.
Might have reviewed some professional development in the summer assessment.
Yeah, we talked about that. We talked about the Google training.
Yes.
We talked about the training on Aspen at the beginning of the school year. We reviewed all of the additional things that we approved, like data and wireless, were completed over the summer, and the data stuff came in handy this week.
Kind of wrap up for the summer.
Okay. Mary, can you give us an update on the finance committee from September 27th?
Sure. On September 27th, John George from McGatherry came out and we presented the finance committee with the audit for 207, the single audit, the annual financial report, and the required disclosures for the board, as well as the METSEP and NSERS financials. He walked the finance committee through the CAPR and the financials and answered any of the board members' questions. And now, as a result, the finance committee has recommended acceptance of the audited financial reports for this evening.
And material findings?
No audit adjustments, no management letter comments.
Congratulations.
Which is rare if it ever happens, but it's particularly rare given that we are on an accrual basis. So among the school districts that do it that way, we are in the elite position of having a virtually clean audit, and that's a testament to Mary and her staff.
Well, we're in the elite position of having Mary.
That's what I was trying to say. Thank you, sir.
Sure.
Mary, weren't we gonna get the final audit by now, or am I missing?
As soon as they can bind it, because they have to take all of the draft off of it, so hopefully they'll get it to us in the mail this week, and then we'll
Do we
be.
need to approve it?
You have, well, if we are to file the AFR on time for October 15th, we have to approve it, but all they're simply doing is removing the word draft since the finance committee meeting.
I've seen it because I'm on the finance committee. Has everybody else seen it or not?
Yes, we sent that to the entire board.
Okay. The only other thing I remember from the meeting we had, which I'll mention to Derek's not here, is that, and I know Margaret is aware of this, but in 2015, there's an accounting change that you should be aware of, which will result in a $7 million hit. It's just recognizing the accrued liability for IMRF, which currently in the current procedures you're not to show. So just, I think people should be aware of the kind of that far away, 3 years, 3-4 years, that you'll have that. I think we discussed it before, Margaret, do you remember talking about that?
No, I've been aware of it, just based on the change, these change the accounting rules, right?
Right, it's another gas date. Yeah.
And let me add that John was very complimentary of the work that the staff did. I think it was pretty rare for them to come in and have everything in perfect order and had no audit adjustments. Usually we have some meat, they're usually minor. Last few years we had a few minor ones that have been addressed, but this year there were none, which is pretty unusual. And he was very appreciative that things were so well, so ready to go when they came in. I think it made their job much easier. He didn't promise any rate reduction.
Let's turn that into a rate review. No increases.
Follow up on that conversation next time. No, because if we get that, I have a feeling we'll have some adjustments next time.
Yeah. Mary, congratulations, and congratulate your staff and all those who work with you. Monthly status of finances.
In your packet is the August financial statement. You're gonna see the crazy revenue bar chart because last year property taxes came in December. This year they came in August. So when property taxes are 80% of your budget, that early collection in August is gonna throw us way off. But other than property taxes, things are tracking as normal on the revenue side. The state's still just a couple $1 million behind in their payments. On the expenditure side, we are tracking within what we would be anticipating. You can see the funds where we do building projects have a greater percent expended, but summer is construction season for schools, so that is not unanticipated. And with that, I will take any questions that you guys have on the August financial.
Okay, hearing none. Instructional services report, Barb.
Sure. First thing I want to refer you to is a page that's laid down in front of you for one sheet called the proposed framework for student achievement board reports. And Don and I sat down a couple of different times thinking about some of the comments that you've made over the past couple of years about some of the benchmarks that we've had that perhaps need to be revised, and also perhaps how we can bring those reports to you. So we looked at grouping the reports in a way that's going to make sense to tell a story. So tonight we're going to be bringing you some information about the most recent graduating class of 2012 by showing you the ACT report, as well as a demographic report and some information about the National Merit Scholars. But next month, it's going to be the story about our current seniors. And we're not only going to look at them as a single cohort of students and how they're doing currently, but we're going to go back and look at their first 3 years in high school. So we'll pick up all of that information through looking at the EPAS value added report, the Prairie State that reflects their junior achievement, and then the related AYP progress report data that we have. So we're looking at the story of the current seniors at the next board meeting. Then in December, we'll pick up the AP report. January, we're going to go back and look at our current freshmen, the class of 2016. Because by then we'll have ready to share with you the Explore report, which is the baseline data, which is going to form the basis for the value added to come in years after that. February, it will be looking ahead to our college graduates, and it will be the college follow-up report. You remember we switched to the National Student Tracker data. And then in May, we'll pick up some of the remaining reports on the student participation report. And of course, we give you the bound compilation at the very end. So if you have any suggestions about this outline or this tentative framework, we would be glad to receive those, but that's kind of the outline that we see coming forward. The other thing that we're going to work our way through is looking at each of the benchmarks for the reports, starting actually with the one that's going to be in front of you tonight, which is the ACT profile report. And as we work through these, we're going to try to bring forward to, as suggested by some of the board members, benchmarks that make more sense, that perhaps are contextual and reflect the demographics of the building, reasonable benchmarks for us to go against. So be watching and listening for that as we proceed. And of course, I want to thank, before we jump into a couple of these, Don and a new assistant, actually, Dan Butler, who's a Maine West grad, who has some great tech chops, and actually Hank is drilling over, trying to get him to do some of his work too. So we're going to have some more horsepower to help carry some of the load here, which is going to be great. So anyway, without further ado, let's take a look first at the demographic report. And I'm going to hit a few high notes, and then if you have some questions, you can ask that. First off would be the enrollment trends, and I think if you look at the data there, you can see that we are down in the district about 180 students. Actually, each high school experienced a decline in enrollment, with the greatest decline being at Maine East, down 98 kids. If you looked at that enrollment decrease in terms of what else there is to note about it, in general, it's a slight decrease in our white population, growth in our Hispanic population, growth in our low-income population, and a slight decline in our LEP population.
Just so we're clear, you're on table 6 right now.
I'm dealing with pages, the first several pages of this insert that you have. I'm kind of talking about many of them all together.
Okay.
There's charts that have the actual stats, and then there's some graphs that display it that way too. Okay. I'm just trying to give you the high points. My takeaway is that basically things are pretty stable at West and at South. The greatest changes that are to be noted are probably at East, where the enrollment numbers are a little larger. If you look at the last 5 years of data for East, low-income population is nearly doubled, the mobility rate is nearly doubled. I'm still even startled by the fact that 76% of the students say there's a language other than English spoken at home. And yet, even though their graduation rate has dipped a little bit, given all of those other changes, I think it's an amazing statistic that they have accomplished. So, in looking at the data demographically and the graduation rate and other things, you have to kind of understand the changes that are occurring and the accomplishments that our staff and our students are making, despite some of the challenges that might be there for them. There are some things to note, and you'll see on some of the pages some amended statistics. We've had a couple of changes in the past couple of years. One, obviously, is our own movement into Aspen and cleaning up some of how we record statistics, but also the state has moved into its own student information system and is grabbing its data from us differently and reporting that out. So, for example, just wanted to point out one chart. It's the very last chart that's, you have to turn the page to see it. It's Table 9, District Graduation Statistics by subgroups. You'll remember last year that we talked about East's graduation rate as 78.9%. We're just kind of puzzled over why the great drop. In our digging through the data and making lots of phone calls and sorting all of this out, We're actually, the state is reporting that they're gonna amend that graduation rate to 83.98%. For last year, 10-11, and then this year's 11-12 is 83.06%. So you can see there's slight amendments for each school that are coming out, and the best that we can figure is that this is kind of a combination of the state shifting over to the way it's looking at data and reporting it out, and some of our own cleaning up of our data as well. But going forward, we're not going to be giving the numbers. The state is directly just going to tell us what the numbers are, so we're kind of in a transition period here. Don, did you want to add anything to that, or is that
Yeah, that's.
pretty accurate? Okay. Before I go on to the ACT report, would you like to ask anything about the demographic report? Okay. So the ACT report for the class of 2012, please remember, this is summary data that's given to us. It's not individual scores of students, and this is why you do not see Don having taken the step of doing the extra statistical significance work here. So these are our students who mostly took the ACT when they were juniors because it was part of Prairie State. But this report uses the most recent score. So if they took ACT multiple times beyond even that test, this captures their most recent ACT of all students. So it's an ACT score that doesn't come exactly from the same time period. It's just the most recent score for all students, and we only have summary data in this report. So some high points here. Our district ACT composite score, 22.4, that places us nationally in the 65th percentile. Maine South, 24.6, places them at the 77th percentile. We're outperforming the nation and state in a couple of spots. Maine South in all of its scores, Maine East in math, Maine West in math science, and its composite score. This is a place also in this report where we changed the benchmark. We used to have a district benchmark where we tried to beat last year's score. And that's a little bit problematic because, first of all, it's different groups of kids. It's one graduating class against another. They each have their own profile. They come in with different levels of achievement, different demographics, different at-risk characteristics. So I'm not quite sure that it was really a great benchmark to have. So instead, what we're bringing to you is a look at 19 years worth of data so that we can see how we have done over a longer period of time and looking at the general trends that are there. And as you look at those graphs that give you that data, you'll remember that in 2002, that was the first year when all students in the state of Illinois were required to take Prairie State, and that's why they did the graphic for that particular year. The graphs that I think are most interesting are if you go to page 18, 19, 20, and 21. Don has done a nice job of giving us kind of a visual of the trends. And in pages, for example, page 18 or 18 or 19, he's even given you a line on the graph that's a 3-year rolling average trend, so that you're not being affected by a particular high score or a particular low score. You can kind of see the trend line over time. And the observation that we kind of came to is that over this long period of time, there really, all three schools, and certainly as the district as a whole, the trending is upward. Even in the face of, particularly, let's say at Maine East, a lot of the demographic things trending downward. So the takeaway that's really pretty positive is you would expect, because the ACT's own definition of the correlation between some of the at-risk factors affecting ACT scores, you would expect these trend lines to be going downwards, particularly at our schools where those demographics are shifting in the opposite direction. And yet they're not. The nation is flat, but even East has overall an upward trend.
Did you have a question?
I did, that rolling trend is for our schools.
Right.
Yes.
It's averaging east.
Yes, I see that, and when you get, it's hard to tell, by the time I got to the south one, it became a little more obvious, but.
In the narrative, I think it says that, somewhere in the report. So, do you want to add anything to that, John?
No, just to point out that, you know, this is kind of the forest, and the forest and the trees look at sort of where we're at. The value-added report, I think, is much more telling because we do have all the individual data, and we're kind of controlling for the factor of when a group of students starts or what level they start at and looking at the gains. So I think that's more telling, but still important to keep our eye on kind of the big picture here. If we see something like, you know, our declining scores or something like that, it should pique our interest. But you know, there's not a lot that's actionable in the classroom based on this data, but some of the other initiatives that are going on that are relate to this are much more amenable to acting on student performance.
One of them that I was going to mention is we have just initiated STAR assessment. This is not to be confused with the STAR programs that are at Maine West. But the STAR assessment in reading and math is currently being given to all freshmen, all IEP students, and all ELL students. And it's a computer-adapted assessment that will give us data 3 times a year on these freshmen. See where they came in, and in fact the window of testing is October 15th, I think it closes. That information is going to be available immediately to a classroom teacher in all kinds of reports that can help the teacher understand what the skills are that kids have mastered, what are skills they should be working on. And we can also get different reports that help us look at different groups of students as a whole, or broken out by courses, by even in special ed, certain groupings that are there. So it's going to be instructionally important for us, this data, and it will be something we can use. ACT, how long have we been talking about, well, what does it really mean, and what we've done our best to look at the common core connections that ACT says are there, but I think we're going to find this really beneficial working with the STAR assessment data. And then we'll give it midway through the year and then at the end of the year. And then we'll decide whether or not it's something that we want to even look at beyond freshman year. But we're pretty excited about it. It's pretty user-friendly. The teachers working with Kira and some folks in special ed, our psychologists as well, are finding the training to be helpful, and we'll be able to report out on that, I think, after we've had some rounds of testing with that and share with you what we're learning about that data in reading and in mathematics.
On page 18, looking at Maine East, when you do have examples where it deviates from the norm, do you analyze it like in 99 where it turns around and drops below the state of Illinois, and then I assume you also analyzed it again in 2002 to figure out why both Illinois and Maine East dropped?
Well, that's the year that they started testing everybody and so on.
And so do you look at something like 1999 to indicate as to where you track above the state all other times, when you do have a year where you drop below, do you try and figure out what caused that?
We have in the past looked, and actually part of the report here is to look at the same group of students explore scores when they enter the district, because we do see a lot of movement around there, and so it may be the case that, you know, these were stronger classes, you know, and it could be there was something going on instructionally or you know, student motivation-wise in the building.
Well, the fact that it really seems to be a one-year blip and then it tracks back into normal, it almost seems like there was something specific that caused an exception in that year, so.
One of the things we're starting to do, and we did it this year, working with principals and their goals, is to do some regression analysis so that we can begin to look at groups of students, cohorts of students that come in and have a predicted growth pattern for them, so that we're a little bit more precise in terms of predicting. And this is similar to some of the Steve Corrigan reports that we've given you before, which using, I think Steve uses percentage of low income, and then he uses a percentage of parents who have a college degree as his two variables that have the most impact. And so we're doing some of those regression analysis, but that gets a little bit to your point where what we're trying to do is be more precise about that cohort. What are they coming in as a class? Where should we expect them to go? And that will allow us then to target a little bit more precisely where what growth we want to exceed, as opposed to the arbitrary 5 that we've been using on the EFAS. So we're trying to apply a little bit better analysis to the problem.
We can talk more about that when we get to November, because that's when the UPass value added report.
Any other questions for Barb? Barb, anything else?
Oh, just the last bit, it's just really giving you some numbers on our national merit, commended and semifinalists, which are there for you.
Okay. Other items, monthly update on FOIA requests?
3 requests this month, 2 have been responded to, 1 is pending.
Consent agenda 6A through H. Is there any requests on the consent agenda? Okay. So, is there a motion to approve 6B through 6H? Burke, second. Second, Grant. Questions or comments on the motion? Hearing none, call the roll.
Lees.
Aye.
Miller. McGrath.
Aye.
Burke.
Yes.
Keller. Sullivan.
Aye, motion carries. Next item is 6A, the regular board meeting minutes of September 4th, 2012. Is there a motion, please? So moved. Lees, second. Second. Burke, questions or comments on the motion? Hearing none, call the roll.
Burke.
Yes.
Miller.
Aye.
Keller. Lees.
Aye.
McGrath. Sullivan.
Aye, motion carries. Next item is number 7, the approval of the 2011-2012 audit. Recommendation of the Board of Education accept the audit reports from Maine Township High School District 207, Maine Township Special Education Program, METSEP, and North Suburban Educational Region Vocational Education, NSERC, for the year ending June 30, 2012. Further, it's recommended the Board of Education direct the Secretary of the Board to make these audits part of the permanent school district records and file the same with federal, state, and regional offices in accordance with legal obligations of the district. Is there a motion, please? So moved. Lees, second.
Second, Jim.
Second, Miller. Questions or comments on the motion? Hearing none, call the roll.
McGrath. Aye. Burke.
Yes.
Lees.
Aye.
Keller. Miller.
Aye.
Sullivan.
Aye, motion carries. Next item, 8, use of facilities. Recommendation of the Board of Education authorize superintendent schools to enter contracts with the above listed organizations, which are Academic Educational Resources and Score High College Prep.
We want to amend that.
As outlined in September 24th, 2012 amendment memo contained in the appendices, and you want to amend
We
it to say?
want to amend it to say East is going to pay the nominal fee that we assess for all the other buildings.
For ACT, for the one.
For ACT Success,
That's-
Score High, I mean, the kids are paying $20 each, which goes almost completely. Sean Thomas is one of our graduates. We get some other kids that have been pretty high flyers that come back and actually, they're doing that as a work of charity in terms of the group of kids they're working with. I would like to fully waive those fees, but I'd forgotten, Mary reminded me, apologize. Last year there was some discussion for ACT Success. They do give us scholarships, and I think we agreed to charge them $5 an hour, so they were paying something, and I would recommend that we do the same thing we did last year.
Okay, just so we're clear on the motion. The motion is, as regards to academic educational resources, what?
A rental modification to $5 per hour per classroom instead of 25.
And score high,
A complete waiver of fees for facilities.
so 0.
0.
Okay. Is there a motion?
I made the motion, that's what they were
Okay, Miller, second. Okay. Questions or comments on the motion? Have you got it down, please?
The rental modification to $5 per hour per classroom instead of $25.
For one and two, and that one's
For,
0.
right.
Is that for academic educational resources, they have
Yes.
higher tuition?
Yes.
Yes.
Any other questions or comments? Call the roll.
Burke?
Yes.
Heller? McGrath?
Aye.
Lace?
Aye.
Miller?
Aye.
Sullivan?
Aye, motion carries. Next item, calendar items. October 8th is Columbus Day, no school. November 5th is the regular meeting of the Board of Education. November 12th, Veterans Day, no school. Any other comments on the calendar?
We have a couple of notes. The Illinois Association of School Boards Conference is in November. I believe it's approximately the 17th, it's the weekend before Thanksgiving. What I wanted to mention is, I saw that board members had received the report that contains resolutions in there, so if you could please take a look in there. Anything that you might disagree with what the resolutions group has supported or not supported, the different school districts have proposed, please get in touch with me as soon as possible so I know that you're dissenting from what ISB has supported. I'm the delegate for the district to that convention and served in that capacity for quite a few years. I want to make sure that I relay the feelings of our board when I'm there. Also, far into the future, in March, and I'm unsure of the date, but the spring dinner meeting for the Illinois Association of School Boards North Cook will be hosted at one of our buildings. Ken and I have talked a little bit about logistics on that, and they'll have to look at the schedules for the schools, but it would either be Maine East or Maine West. We decided to rule out Maine South purely because the fall one was held at the Rosewood, which was just a few minutes away from Maine South, so we tried to be a little bit different geographically because our district spans all the way from Schaumburg to Kenilworth, so we don't want to have them in the exact same place, more or less. So it'll be a nice opportunity to showcase our school district and the members of our organization.
One other date, in the Buildings and Grounds meeting just prior to this meeting, there's an October 11th meeting at 5:30 to finish up going through the 10-year facility plan. And so board members beyond just the Buildings and Grounds Committee who are able to make that, certainly invited to attend as well. 5:30. We couldn't get through the whole thing.
Any other communications or public comments that come before the board? Hearing none, is there a motion to go into closed session for student discipline review, closed session minutes, appointment, employment, compensation, performance, or dismissal of specific employees? Burke. Second. Keller. Questions or comments on the motion? Call the roll.
McGrath? Burke?
Yes.
Lace?
Aye.
Heller? Miller?
A, B, and C.
And Sullivan?
Aye, motion carries unanimously. We are in closed session at